Stop. Good morning, everybody. I'm trying to get this thing to work. It's morning time here in Modesto, and me and Abby Dog are going to go for a walk. And just wanted to come in here and do this. Try to do this, walking the dog and holding the phone. The dog in one hand and a phone in the other. She hasn't been out for a few days, but so she's pretty wild. So here we go. So Abby's been locked up for a couple of days because I've been busy and just been busy and working and doing a lot of other things. And she's a really high strung dog. As you can see, she's pulling me right now. She'll calm down here in a minute. I like to take her down through this alley first. She has to smell everything. And so I don't know how well this is going to work. We'll try it. But anyway, so what's been going on is just been busy. Working and trying to get things done and trying to get some financial stuff done for Timmy. It's been kind of sad, really, if you think about it. You just have to go through it. And do what has to be done. Just have to do that stuff. It feels weird. But anyway, I kind of wanted to go live the other night because I was feeling kind of angry. I go through this. This is a grieving process. I've been reading about it, trying to do this, trying to go right, which I don't know if there's any right way to grieve. I mean, I don't know. Is there a right way to grieve? I mean, we're supposed to die first. We're supposed to die before our kids. And so it's really hard sometimes. I go through these emotional things, up and down, up and down, up and down. Sad, happy, mad, angry, all those feelings. And just trying to put them in place. Never had to do this before. This is kind of weird. Everything's weird these days. It's freaking already the middle of March. And I can't even tell you where where times went. It's kind of like I don't know, it's kind of numb sometimes. I'm not going to be able to read the screen and answer questions on here about things. I know you're on there. Some of you are following me. I know Tommy is. Good morning, Tommy. I love you. Figured it'd be better just to go live and walk the dog. She needed to be walked. But so anyway, the thing of it is how to go and try to get, some financial stuff done for Timmy. Things that, like I've already said, you shouldn't have to do this, but it's like when I'm talking to people down there where he worked through Amazon or wherever I was talking to, it's like they ask you questions. It's like, no, we never did talk about that kind of stuff. We never did think that, I'm going to have to go and try to find out anything. It's like when me and my son are sitting down watching a football game. We're not sitting around talking about how he's going to be dead and I'm going to have to go and someone's going to have to go and get a hold of his financial stuff. It's just really weird. So weird. But anyway, I don't want to sit here and make it. It's a good day. It's going to be sunny. See, the sun's just coming from Modesto. Look at all the flowers on the trees. See, everything is in bloom here. Grass is still tall in this guy's yard. Most of the grass has been cut by now. It's been really nice all week. It's supposed to be up in the 70s by Saturday. So I think the rain's about over. Oh, we'll see. Not like Colorado. I seen some pictures yesterday in Colorado. Snow everywhere. Over where Tommy's at, it's cold and windy in Texas. She's got to smell. Abby has to smell everything. The rain washed all the way, all the dog pee and stuff. She's got to remark her territory. Nope, you don't want to see that. She's got to go poo. Better to poo in somebody else's yard than mine. This time change, I love the time change, but this time change this time has got me mixed up. I'm not waking up in time now, but it's kind of chilly here in the mornings. Getting older now, I can feel it. But I feel pretty good. I feel really great. I feel awesome. Just being able to get back out and start, I'm already getting busy. Imagine what it's going to be like in another month. It's going to be really busy. So, but anyway, this is working out pretty good. I didn't know I could live stream walking her. She's doing really well. I kind of figured it would be kind of hard to do that with her because she pulls on this leash. She pulls on this leash a lot. Oh, there's a cat. She won't hurt cats. She'll play with them. I think. I don't know. I never let her get close enough to try to find out. So I'm having to try to get to know this puppy, this dog, Timmy's dog, Abby dog. Trying to get to know her. I've had her almost a year now. So it's good exercise walking the dog in the morning. You get all your muscles to work them all. But anyway, so I know people, I try to go on here in the evenings and correspond with people who write stuff. Of those of you who write things and ask questions about things, and there's not a whole lot I can answer with what's going on and stuff. Kind of just like letting it just sit for a little bit and see what happens with things. Just trying to catch breath and get about other things. But anyway, I thought I'd just jump on here real quick and kind of touch base. I know I did the other day with how I was out working, trying to get to learn this YouTube channel here. Trying to get to learn it really good so I can do some YouTubing. It's new to me. Never did this stuff before until recently. It's kind of fun. It's cool. Could get in and do some how-to videos. Need to get me one of them cameras that go on top of my head. I could actually go out and trim some stuff and do some things and do some hands-on stuff. My job's probably not that interesting to some people, but it is to some. Some people who like to garden and do that kind of work, it is. You know. But I don't know. Tommy gets to take a peek and touch with me on here. I'm passing out the pens, Justice for Timmy, Henley pens. Went and passed them out to Terry and Frank, Tommy's father-in-law. They're really wonderful people. You know, I never never really knew them, but here lately, you know, I've gotten kind of know them. You know, Frank, he's crazy because he knows the same people that I knew. He's only about 10 years older than me, and they're really good people. And this here with Tim has affected them too, because Tim used to go over there. I was gonna ask him to do a live thing about Tim, but I didn't want to ask him. You know, but they tell me stories. Frank was telling me a story the other day about Timmy. He said, yeah, he just come by here in the summertime and knock on the door, and then next thing you know, he's up on my roof, jumping off into my swimming pool. He'd swim for a little bit in the pool when it's hot, and he'd jump out, dry off, and then he'd just take off. You know, that's just the way things are. Things are going. That's the way he was. Tim just lived every moment of his life. It was like adventurous. Even when he was a kid, it was ever adventurous, something new all the time. He just wanted to, it's like he wanted to experience as much of life as he could. And, he's always going to be with me. I hear him talking to me about certain things during the day, In fact, if I get to feeling really bad, I used to yell real loud, Tim! Real loud when he'd be on the football field. I remember when he'd be playing high school football. He didn't already know that I was there. I'd sneak into the games, and I'd go on the other visitor side. And I'd watch him play, and I'd be on the visiting team yelling for Tim. People around me are looking at me like, because I'm on the visiting side of the team, watching my son play. And there's something about a football field, and you got the helmets on, that you can't hear. Players can't hear you out there in the middle of the field as well, or at least they act like they can't. But I would yell real loud, Tim! And he would look around. So I know it got to him. And I watched him play football. And he was in high school that way, And I have some pictures. I need to get them out and figure out how to get them all up here and put them on there. I have all kinds of we had the professional photographers would come out to the games and take live action shots, Timmy and all the other kids, and then when you go to the games, they'd have them laying there on the table, and you could buy them. And I always bought all the pictures, so I have folders and folders of live action shots of him when he played for the Series Cowboys, of him running the ball, him making tackles. I'm not kidding. That kid, man, one time he tackled this dude. This dude was running. It was like Tim was the only guy on the field, man, that day. They were playing this other team, and this guy come running around the corner with that football, man, and Tim took off running from the center of the field, and he lit that dude up, man, as a kid. Those sand traps that are on the side of the football field that they use for the run and long jump and stuff. Tim got all that sand all up under his helmet. He had to come out of the game for a minute or two to wash the sand out of his eyes. He just went right back in the game and playing, shutting people down. While he was out, they were running the ball. When he'd go back in, they'd stop. He'd stop from running the ball. And so, he loved that sport, football. And I seen that he was going to be really good in football when he was about 6. When he started playing Pop Warner football. Oh, it was Delta Youth football. He played. Well, first time I seen him run the ball was in our front yard. And we were playing. It was just a little in the front yard, and I handed him the ball, man. He just took off running, man. And one of his brothers reached out and grabbed him with their arm and grabbed him in the neck and knocked him down. He just got back up, shook it off. He's ready to go. Give me the ball again. Give me the ball again. So, and his coach really liked him. His coach liked him a lot, Leroy. In fact, I had put Timmy on. Timmy was started out. He was 6 or 7. I can't believe how old he was, but he was on that. I didn't want him to go down there to the other team because I'd been coach football, and there was a coach over there that this coach is over there. We kind of didn't get along, but Coach Leroy came up to me after Tim had played at the novice level and said, Tim can only play one side of the ball at the novice level, but if you bring him over here to the junior novice level, he can play both sides of the ball. I want him to play middle linebacker and I want to play fullback. Timmy's a perfect fullback. He's stocky, strong kid, but perfect fullback. So after a few games, we moved him down before the season started. Man, from then on, he just went on. Coach Leroy, he's a good coach. He had this mustache that kind of, I don't know, it was kind of twirled around. Timmy used to call him, say he looked like a Siamese cat. But anyway, so played all that, loved that sport all the way up. Then he found his niche for basketball. Since he was in like 5th grade, he started playing basketball. He was really good in basketball, and I used to love watching him play. In fact, I got in trouble because I wasn't a coach. In the stands, Timmy would get the ball, going down there, and before I really learned the game, that they actually had other kids on the team. Timmy had the ball and he had a perfect shot to shoot the basket, and I'd yell, "Shoot, shoot, shoot it, shoot it!" And his coach one day came to me and said, "Hey, man, we don't want him to shoot it." I said, "Well, why not, man? He's right there open. You're going to give the ball to the other kid, and the other kid gets it taken away. Tim's right there. He can make baskets." He says, "No, we have a team. 5 people out there. Timmy's not a shooter." I was thinking, he's not a shooter, but he's the only one there who can make the basket, because it seemed like every time he'd pass the ball off, the other kid would get it and get it taken away. And Timmy would have to go back down there and get the ball back. But basketball is a fun sport, and Nicole played it too. Nicole did a lot of basketball. She played the same 5th and 6th grade, and then she played through junior high. And then she also played some softball. She's really good at softball. Good morning to you. How you doing this morning? I'm good. Just walking this dog. She's doing fine. You like dogs?
I love dogs. I got 3. Hi, baby. You smell my puppies? Yeah, my puppies are.
I'm live streaming her, so.
She's beautiful.
My son lives in Texas. He wanted to see how she's doing. Okay, she's enough. She'll lick you to death.
I know.
All right, Ab, it's time to go. Thank you. Have a nice day. So that was a pleasant one. We got a neighbor come out, loves dogs. Wanted to play with Abby. She has dogs too. She has cats too. And Abby loves to just growl at them cats. But, anyway, back to Nicole. She was really good in softball too. We had her on 2 teams. She when she was in junior high. Her coach was a coach that coached. They were in a league of their own outside of school. So Nicole was playing softball on that league. She was really good, and she played catcher, I think second base, shortstop. She really liked to play like third base. Nicole was very aggressive. She liked to knock people down and stuff when she played. But the team that she was on, Nicole had a really good arm. Our coach moved her out to center field, and which I understood, because when the other team would hit the ball way out there, they needed somebody with an arm that could throw that ball inside. They could throw the ball inside. But Nick, man, no, she thought the coach was being mean. He wanted to take her from her favorite position inside in the baseball diamond and put her way out there in the middle of the field. And but just raising your kids and growing up and going through all the sports with them and stuff, it was awesome. It was awesome. And I had, and Casey was one too. She played every sport. And which is one thing that I just kind of disagree with, and I understand why the schools do it here or everywhere, is they go when you get up out of junior high, when you get to junior high, they only allow you to play sports if your grades, you keep your grade level up. Which I have a problem with that, because there were some kids that I've coached over the years, and they were very good at sports, but their grades didn't match so that they could keep playing. and they'd have to sit out. And then when they would sit out, those kids after school would end up running around on the street. And some of the kids that I coached, they didn't have parents and stuff to keep them involved and stuff. And some of the kids, that playing sports, after school sports and stuff like that, kept their minds occupied to where they could go out and they could be a part of something. And I always thought that was important, that if a kid after school would get involved in something that they liked doing and they had a team effort, they learn about life. And that's where that grade thing and I differ, because I seen it with my kids, sometimes they wouldn't make the grades that they needed to continue into sports, and what's there to do? I mean, come on, being in the Brownies and being in Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and stuff like that sometimes isn't really exciting for a kid, especially a kid who's got energy, a kid that wants to love to play football, basketball, or whatever. Sometimes it's good that they should have. That's where I differ about the grade thing, because I've seen so many kids that had poor grades be kicked off the team and couldn't do it. Timmy was never like that. He was always probably a C and B average kid. Me growing up, you don't even want to see my grades, because they weren't. I don't even know if they had grades for me. But I turned out okay. But anyway, I'm really glad that you guys are following me on here. And sometimes I think I want to just get on here and vent. But then you guys don't want to see somebody on here venting like that. And sometimes I get pretty angry enough to where I want to break things. And I'm told by reading and stuff that it's just a grieving process. And, I honestly, I'm not ever going to get through all this. Never. How can you get through this? I mean, it's really, really weird. And, it's a good thing I have a faith in Lord, and that I can read my Bible, and I can pray and talk to the Lord all day long. And some days I do that all day long. Some days I feel like King David in Psalms, it's all the time. Asking questions. And I get answers. Sometimes I don't like the answers that I get. But anyhow, that's just the process of it. And hopefully none of you ever have to go through this. I hope no parent ever has to go through what we've been going through. And the thing that it's doing to my other kids. Now, I mentioned before, I have 6 kids. There was 3 from my wife at the time had 3 children when we got together. The oldest was I won't say their names because I don't know if they really want to be their names being said on YouTube for everybody to hear. So, but the oldest was 3, the other was 2, and Casey, you've seen her sing. She was 18 months, and then came Nicole, and then the Bam, the twins. In my family, I have twin brothers. I have twin brothers out in Oklahoma, and me and Ryan and I have gotten to be very close from the last year. His wife just passed away, coming up on a year. She had a brain aneurysm from hypertension, and he's been really going through a lot of stuff. And him and I are freaking going through a lot of the same stuff. It's like we were talking on the phone the other day, because we talk every morning. It's just little Bible verses back and forth. We talk, and then sometimes we'll just call and we'll just talk, and we're going through the same situations. It's like, everybody that during the memorials and stuff like that, the funeral in the first part, you have all these people coming out of the woodwork. Oh, we're here for you. We'll do whatever you need. We'll help you. But then it's like you try to get a hold of these people, they're nowhere to be found. They don't return your calls. or they don't return, they don't respond, and you're pretty much left alone. And and you just think, and that's Ryan and I were talking about the other day with, he has a son, Caston, that's 6 years old now, and it's really been pressed up on Ryan's heart, is like, what if something happens to me? Who's gonna take Caston? He wants somebody to go take Caston that's gonna, take care of Caston, and it's a legitimate question that Ryan's having to deal with. And he's only 30, and he's got a lot of life to live. And so he asked me the other day, well, could I be one of the people that he could put down as possible taking care of Caston if something ever happened to him. And of course we don't want to, we don't never want to think like that, but you have to think about stuff like that. Who's going to take your son? Who's going to raise your son and do a good job of it? Because like I just said, people say all these things. People say things all the time. They say, oh yeah, well, I'm here, you're not in this alone, and all that stuff. But you are alone. You are really alone. And in my case, I've reached out and found some people that will actually help me, and done a really good job at helping me. Thank you for all that. And so I really appreciate that, because there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't have been able to think about doing, because when you're going through what I'm going through, or what me and my family are going through, you don't think about all this stuff. I mean, you're bombarded with the loss of your loved one, and then the legal part of it, income tax and all that stuff, and that's the stuff that you don't really think about. And then you have to learn how to talk to these people, and you have to learn a lot of stuff that you just sometimes it's just overwhelming. Anyway, I don't know, my mind's starting to go, so I guess it's time to go home and get ready and go work, go out and make some more money, get some things done. So anyway, thank you guys for following me on Facebook. on YouTube, and we'll chat again. I just want to kind of fill you in. I want to give you stories about what I'm going through, what people in my situation might be going through. And like I said, God forbid that any of you should ever go through any of this. This is something that I really wouldn't want anybody to go through. And you never really think about this stuff until you have to go through it. And so this is going to be me signing off for the day, if I can figure out how to turn off this phone. Okay? And you guys have a wonderful day, and thank you for following.